G1 Toys welcomes you to an all-inclusive review of the two most notorious droids in the Star Wars universe. With this special Kotobukiya review, we will see the possibilities open up for your modern collection, and we will see how well these two fit into scale with your Black Series figures if you so desire. So now, let's get to the deets on these guys with an amazing origin story. How much more iconic can you get? These two droids have been portrayed on almost every major advertisement or promotional Star Wars banner. C-3PO originates from the world of Alpha and served as a protocol droid to an emissary in the Manacron system. Many years later, he was gutted and discarded on the planet Tatooine, where two youths, including Anakin Skywalker, found him and decided to rebuild him. Eventually, meeting up with R2 on this planet, C-3PO got attached to his droid companion and was often offended at the thought of feeling naked in his daily function, so his new shiny exoskeleton was given to him and became his signature look. Although this little R2 unit cannot speak, he is chock full of useful override programs and hacking skills. He could be mistaken for a Swiss Army knife because he has a gadget for every situation. Within his frame, he possesses slicers, extinguishers, hologram programs, and tools for repair. Rumored to be George Lucas's favorite character, he gets his start as an astromech droid produced by the Industrial Automation Company and has bleeped his way to the top alongside the Jedis and Rebels in every Star Wars movie to date. Poor 3PO. He had to walk around naked with R2, arguably the most vulgar droid in the galaxy. They bleeped out everything he said. Well, here at G1 Toys, we will give 3PO the praise he deserves with a wonderfully crafted rendition of his character. So let's take a look at this box, shall we? This is a Kotobukiya Art FX Star Wars R2D2 and C-3PO 1/10 scale pre-painted model kit. Very cool. On the side, you get a picture of R2D2 right there. On the back, you get a picture of the two droids with some extra things you can do with them, including this communicator they gave C-3PO. Very cool. I love the addition there. And then the third leg for R2D2 on that side. There is a story here if you'd like to read that. You can pause that, but it's quite a large story. I don't even know if I can get it all in frame there. There we go. Perfect. So pause that, read it if you'd like. On the side, there is a picture of 3PO. In my opinion, best looking figure in the set thus far. Then on the bottom, you got some information from Kotobukiya here, mostly in a different language. And then you have the price down here, $80, guys. Now this was a pretty pricey set, but very cool, very worth it. In this scale, you're not gonna see C-3PO looking this great. So, let's set these two free and show some sweet options you have as a collector. This guy right here is one of the main reasons I decided to do this review, because look at this setup. From the New Hope setup, this is Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca, and R2D2, all from the Black Series, from the new Black Series. Look how well this C-3PO works in with these guys. I just love it, guys. I just had to show you this because it looks so amazingly cool. If you really want a good C-3PO, don't wait for the Black Series C-3PO, which I hear rumored is supposed to come out in a dull gold color. Get the Kotobukiya and put this with your collection, and you won't be sorry you did.
I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations.
You certainly are, and you look fantastic. So, this Kotobukiya C-3PO has got to be my favorite C-3PO I've ever seen in Star Wars. I love it. I'm going to go over that with you later. The R2D2 looks nice too. He's got good paint apps. Let me show you the vintage line. Now, the vintage are, of course, the 3 3/4 inch scale. The new Kotobukiya C-3PO comes in at about 7 inches. The R2D2 comes in at about 4.5 inches. And then the old R2 comes at about 2.5 inches there. So big, big size differences there from the vintage line to the now Kotobukiya line. I do like the vintage C-3PO in that they gave him this shiny gold feel. They do have another version that's silver as well. It's the take apart C-3PO, but this one came out really nice for its time. I thought this was done very well. But the Kotobukiya has just added a new element to this figure and really changed my viewpoint on C-3PO altogether. The old R2D2 I wasn't too fond of. He's still nostalgic and I like him because of that reason, but I don't know what Kenner was thinking with that head, man. That does not look anything like R2D2. They gave him that chrome dome, which is nice, but otherwise kind of a letdown with that one. Very, very cool figures here. I think that if we remove this R2D2 here and replace him with the Black Series R2D2, that it looks a little bit better with this C-3PO for your display if you're so inclined. But this R2 from the Black Series is just fantastic. I like him even better than the Kotobukiya. He's got these extra features where his front opens up there to reveal some gadgets that he has. He also has a feature where you turn his head and the retractable leg goes up. That is awesome. Very, very well thought out there by Hasbro. I like the fact also that with this R2, you can change out his headpieces with the lightsaber and the scope that he has as well. Very cool options with this guy. He does have some articulation down here in his feet. I like the fact you can change these out as well and put some larger blue pieces on his side. So just so many more better options with that Black Series that you have if you want to put these in a set together. But, you know, this set, the Kotobukiya set, is fantastic thus far. I'm loving it. Let's get into the sculpt and the little bit of articulation that they have. So first things first, we're going to take a look at this R2 unit and take a look at his details from the top to the bottom. Now, this has got to be the best paint app I've ever seen on an R2 unit. Man, this is looking fantastic, guys. All the way around 360, as you can see, the paint app here, they did not spare anything on this R2 unit. He does have 360 rotation all the way around. There's the top of his head there. He's got this little piece here. Looks very nice, guys. Very sweet so far. I can feel the texturization through here. Feels very nice and looks great as well with all those paint apps on the front, as you see. And then his legs there, very well done as well. Even the gold here on the wires, very awesome. Very movie accurate, and I really like this so far. Around the back, awesome as well. Front's definitely the highlight, but this is awesome, guys. The leg articulation is basically as so. If you pull this out just slightly and then rotate it to the front, and then pop it in again, you can have a standing up pose you can get out of R2 here, which is kind of cool too. So let's get this other leg here into position. There we go. And then once we do that, we want to get rid of this mid leg. So we just twist it. There's a little knob there that comes off, fits in there and twists. And there's another piece that comes with him that you can put right into this area and secure, twist, and then you have a standing up pose for R2D2 here. Very nice, and he does have the articulation in his feet, so you can kind of lean him back even with that. He's got the magnets, and he comes with this black base right here as well. So if you want to have him straight up and down, you can, and I kind of like this pose even a little bit better than the leaning back pose. But even if you want to lean him back a little bit in this pose, you can because of that feet articulation. So very nice piece thus far. I'm really liking it, but you know, so far the C-3PO is definitely a cut above the R2 unit, and I'll show you that next. And for the coup de grace of this set, we gaze upon C-3PO. Man, he is looking fantastic. I love this sculpt. I love everything they've done with this 3PO thus far. We're going to go ahead and start from the top to the bottom on this guy here. Look at that head sculpt, guys. Wow. Very movie accurate. Perfect. Perfect job. I couldn't have even wanted a better figure than this. This is looking so amazing to me. I just loved it. So nice. It does have articulation all the way around 360 if you so wish. Down into his chest area, as you can see, this amazing figure just does not stop. The arm articulation is up and down. That's all you're going to get, but it's Kotobukiya, so you don't expect more. The hands do rotate as well, which is nice. And he does come with a hand replacement that actually has the comm link he can hold as well right there. So very cool piece that he comes with as well to put with your New Hope setup. But look at the detail on the wires there underneath his chest area. Looks so nice, guys. No articulation in the feet whatsoever. And I'm getting to a point now that you're going to wonder about as you look at these legs, and you hardly notice in the movie, but sometimes you'll see that he does have a silver leg in the Star Wars movies. It's very interesting. There's a lot of stories behind that. So basically what I'm going to do is just kind of explain it to you as far as I feel that the story goes. And generally, I believe that Lucas wanted him to look like he'd had some scars. So he made one of 3PO's legs silver to emphasize the point that droids have replaceable parts, but sometimes have to make do without the perfect piece. And as for the in-story explanation to this, sometime between episode 3 and episode 4, his leg was implanted with a bomb. A repair droid tried to remove that leg safely, but since the gold plating was a custom job given to him by Senator Amidala, the droid wasn't able to replace that, and 3PO had to make do with the silver one. So completely plausible explanations for why he has a silver leg, and if you notice in the movie, it's a little bit odd placements, but I think it makes sense when you think about it in that respect. And I like the fact that Kotobukiya did this because it's just an homage to the fact that it does exist. So if you're a Star Wars fan, deal with it. It exists. Kotobukiya did it, which I love because it's kind of one of those Easter eggs almost that you have to do some research on to find out what really is the story behind this guy. So awesome figure, guys. Fantastic. This is a perfect 10 across the board to me. And now we're going to embark upon the grading for this dynamic duo of droids, starting with the appearance. You know, C-3PO is fluent in over 6 million forms of communication, and in every one of those forms of communication, he's going to get a perfect 10 for his appearance. And for R2D2, very nice set. The only gripe I had was that R2D2 looks a little bit large here for the set, and he doesn't quite work with my Black Series, but I got the Black Series R2 to replace from this one, and I think that's going to work out just great. So down into the next category, which would usually be articulation, not with Kotobukiya though. We're going to change that category. You know, the only thing that's articulatable is C-3PO speech here. So let's move into the value category now. I think this set, for what you're paying, it is expensive, but it's a collector's set, and it's the best one so far. It's really one for the ages. I'm going to give it a perfect 10 in value. And then into durability. This is not a set you'll give to your children to play with necessarily. So I think for durability, it does get a 7, and I dropped it down a bit because it does feel like if you tweak it just right, it might snap something. And if you snap something on this, it's pretty much ruined. So for durability, it's going to stay at the 7. Straight into collectability. Guys, across the board, this is a perfect 10 in collectability. You have got to own this. If you got any of the Kotobukiya sets at all, this is a must-have for sure. So in your overall score for C-3PO and R2D2, you're going to get a 9.25.
R2D2, where are you?
Fashionably late as always, R2. Don't worry, little buddy, because even with your tardiness, the world loves you. Thanks, guys, for tuning in yet again and observing the review that only G1 brings you. Please remember our channel and subscribe for future reviews when you want to build your droid collection. Also, check us out sometime on eBay at G1 Toys 2015 and check out our ever-evolving toy stock. The G1 lesson of the day tells us if you don't have something nice to say it with a bleep. We do appreciate you, our loyal followers, and remind you, when your memories become the present and you turn into a boy, log into YouTube and channel your inner toy.
I'm worried about you, 3PO. I didn't program you like this.
Whatever do you mean, Master Anakin?
I am referring to your lack of good judgment and companions.
Goodness gracious me, I never realized.
That rolling trash can has a filthy mouth. I am a Sith Lord and I don't even swear that much.
Master Annie, I will speak with R2. I'm sure we can get through to him.
The time has come for action. We will reveal ourselves to the droid.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I can't do this.
Greetings, R2. We are gathered here today to discuss your lack of respect for your companions.
Help you we can, yes. Listen to them, R2. They're dying to help.
Your blatant potty mouth is of much concern to this council.
Continue in this manner, and friends you will have not. Oh, I've tried to explain it to them, R2, but it's just no use. I will never understand human behavior.
You can't fool us with your apparent attempt at innocence. Impressive is not my impression of you.
That is why you fail.
I just showed up for the free cookies.